As a politician, I'm obviously quite used to public speaking, so I didn't think I'd be that nervous today, but I'm actually really nervous. It's a little bit different to what I'm used to, so if you can all, telling the truth, maybe if you can all pretend to be Tories now and again and heckle me, it might make me feel at ease. So I was going to start by sort of doing similar things to George, really, and thanking everyone for coming, but also pointing out just how everyone's come from so many different places around the world today. There's actually people from 5 different continents that have come here today, or 6 I've been told, if you count Central America as its own continent, which apparently is, I've been told. We were taught differently in Britain.
It was just realised.
I think the only people who didn't get mentioned actually were people from Yorkshire. So, so there's a shout for God's own county. And also, Donnie, he's not come from Scotland today, but you'll notice he's wearing a kilt because he is just for anyone who was wondering, I did ask him in the bathroom and there isn't anything. So yeah, Gina's got a selfie stick, she might So yeah, you'll also have noticed that we named the tables after places that mean things to me and Madeleine. So there's the Caracas table, which is named after the city of Venezuela where Madeleine's family are from. The Sao Paulo table, that's where me and Madeleine first met. The Rio de Janeiro table, which is where we had our first holiday together, wasn't it? Had fun. Had fun. The Maldives, where we're going on our holiday. Paris, where Madeleine studied for 6 months and we visited each other several times. And
I didn't knew that.
Skirka table, a place where me and my friends grew up, or didn't grow up. Leeds, my football team, where my dad's family grew up as well. And Barcelona, which probably has more meaning to Gav than me, actually, to the stag do, but let's not talking about that one.
This is on Saturday.
So,
He loves the flight.
Madeleine and I
Yeah, he lost his passport.
In Sao Paulo, and our eyes met in the line as we were going into the club. And then once we were inside, it wasn't long before she was trying to teach me how to dance samba, which was a bit like trying to teach a pig how to sing. And at the end of the night, we agreed to meet up the next day, and she gave me a phone number. So the next day, I sent her a text from my Brazilian friend's phone saying, "Hi Madeleine, it's great to meet you last night. Do you want to meet up later?" So 10 minutes later, no reply. Half an hour later, no reply. An hour later, no reply. So at this point, I'm thinking, alright, it's not going to happen, is it? Meanwhile, Madeleine's finally woken up from her
That's the way it
she's
is.
realised that the number that she gave me was actually the wrong number. And it was a mixture of her own telephone number and her mom's telephone number.
Oh my!
She remembered the number that she did actually give me. So what she did was she called that number, which was a random number, in the hope that it was a number that actually existed. And luckily there was a woman on the end of the phone who said, "Yes, a stupid gringo has been trying to call me." And here's his number. So then only then were we finally able to get in touch and meet. So it's quite lucky really that that number actually existed.
He should be here.
So
Yeah, wasn't he invited?
so we agreed to meet up, and we met up at the end of Madeleine's Road in Sao Paulo, Oscar Freire, for the first time. Now, Latin Americans are not renowned for their punctuality, so I stood on the end of the street for quite a while, and feeling a bit nervous, a bit like I am now. And then we finally spotted each other across the street. And she's since told me that the first thing that she thought when she saw me across the street was, oh my God, he's a teenager.
What?
Teenagers.
In actual fact, I was nearly 30. But I did have a Justin Bieber haircut. That knocked about 10 years old. So we went out and we had a great day out, and she showed me around Sao Paulo. We went for lunch, and it turned out that we both studied politics. So it was a revelation for me to be able to talk to a beautiful girl without her thinking that I was a weirdo or getting really And I was also fascinated that she was able to speak 4 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, English and French. But the one language she couldn't speak before we met was Yorkshire. And when she first came over here, it was a bit of a struggle, wasn't it, for you to follow the conversation with me and my friends, but she seems to be turning into a right Yorkshire lass now.
Great.
In fact, just before we came in here, she was gathering up the order of services from outside. I was like, what are you doing? She said, cost us £1 each there. Anyway, she's a fast mover, was Madeleine, because only about 4 days after we met, she asked if I wanted to move in with her parents in Sao Paulo and stay with them for the rest of the time I was in Brazil. So I said I'd love to, but obviously I was a bit nervous about meeting her parents for the first time. There's a little bit of an age difference between us, about 8 or 9 years. She was only 20 at the time. So on my way to meet her parents for the first time, I asked her whether she thought that'd be a bit of a problem, and again she said, don't worry, you look like a teenager.
That's true.
So I went along anyway, and I met Peter, George and Georgia Erasmo, and they were incredibly kind to me, I must say. But when they did ask how old I was, Madeleine told them I was 25, which was about 5 years younger than I am. And ever since then, it's been a bit of a difficult subject, especially when I've been over to Brazil for my birthday. And only last week I thought that I'd clear up in the car to her parents that I was actually 30.
I was the only one who knew your age.
Oh, yes,
in seriousness, the Puntoses have always been incredibly kind to me from the first day that I met them. And I couldn't ask for a better family as my in-laws. There are many values which transcend cultural and geographical boundaries. Kindness, friendship, love. The Puntoses have demonstrated all these values towards me as my own family has. And I'd like to thank them sincerely for everything that they've done for me and my family. And we've got a bouquet of flowers, I think. Bouquet of flowers for Peter. So I can have a round of applause for What's fantastic is that since the Puntoses have come over here, our families have got on so well. And just last Saturday, actually, we were all up till 3 in the morning in my living room dancing the Macarena and singing Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm sure my neighbours really love that.
And Psycho Killer.
So I'd also like to thank my own family for everything that they've done and do for me and Madeleine, not just today, but all the time. And we couldn't have moved into our new home together either without everything that all my family has done for us. They've also made Madeleine and her family feel really welcome here in England, and we're both really grateful for that, so thank you. You should have a good bouquet for my mum as well, so thank you. And we've got another final bouquet of flowers for Donna. I'd like to say a special thank you to Donna made the cake for us for today, and I'm sure you'll all get to sample that later on. So thank you. Special thanks must also go to all the beautiful bridesmaids and all the ushers. for everything that you've done today. You really have been a great help, so thank you so much for that. I've never seen Benji and Ad look quite so smart. I think Benji might get a haircut, but...
And finally, my friends with who I studied in Paris, Martha, Leticia, Jana, Daria, Janimik, and Marlena. I'd also like to thank the Wilkinson family and the Brofis for being very kind to me and for helping me with anything I needed up to today. And finally, I would like to thank as well Donna. Well, Donna and they are okay. And also my cousin, my new cousin Steph, gave us the bird cage that's down in the corner where you're going to put £100 in each
sozinha, se ela soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo sorrindo se enche de graça e fica mais lindo por causa do mundo. And then young and lovely, the